Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to Cammi's Kitchen. So everyone's been asking me about these lobster tail because apparently I've been talking about the fact that I make lobster tail at home. So everyone's like, well, how do I do it? My first thing is don't be intimidated. It sounds so fancy like, you can't do lobster tail at home, but I'm telling you, it's easy peasy. And the way I do it is with the air fryer. So y'all get into it. I have already cleaned my lobster, okay? These are your lobster tail. Very easy. Now the thing is, you have to cut the lobster tail, okay? So that good old meat, you see the meat? We need to have that sitting on top of here. So follow me step by step. I'm gonna show you how to make air fryer lobster tail. So I have my seasonings and we have to season well. You know how I am, baby. It gotta be flavorful, right? So of course, essential is some olive oil. We have to have obey. Anytime you got soul food, well, okay, soul food, but I meant to say seafood, but soul food and seafood, you need some obey, baby, okay? You can't leave out the obey. You know a staple item in my kitchen is always gonna be nature seasoning. We call it Nate's around here, baby. We got some garlic powder. We have some Mrs. Dash, the original, and we have some of the other Mrs. Dash. And the thing I like about Mrs. Dash is it doesn't have salt. So it's salt-free, which also makes it really great to work with, just so it doesn't overpower any of your food. So we have that and some minced garlic, and then we're gonna have some lemon juice here. So, and don't forget the butter, baby. We're gonna have to have some dipping butter for the lobster tail. And then I'm actually gonna pair it with just some spinach. So basically how we're gonna do it is we're gonna saute the spinach with some garlic. It's so easy. You guys just wait and see, okay? So anybody can do this, and then you're gonna feel real fancy for yourself at home, okay? All right. So let's get into this lobster tail. So if you have a pair of kitchen cutting scissors, don't just be using any scissors around the house now. I'm gonna find you, don't do that. Get you some real scissors for the kitchen, okay? So basically what we're gonna do is this hard shell, we're going to cut it right down the middle here, okay? Right there, and so this is the end of the tail. So at that point, we're gonna crack it open and be a little gentle because I like to have it sit on top, and that's what makes it look kind of cute and fancy. So don't just get crazy with the cracking, you know, be gentle with it, you know. So you see how we're cracking it? Ooh, look at that good old lobster tail in there. Look at that lobster meat, y'all. Oh yeah, honey. Okay, so as we crack it gently, then we're gonna see all this good old meat here, and we're gonna lift it up. Lift it up like that. And then this part here, you're gonna shell it back so then it can sit on top. So you know when you go to all the little fancy restaurants and they charging you $45 for this lobster tail, remember you can get it at the grocery store for maybe $6 a tail. And it's good, it's juicy, great meat here. And we're gonna do that for the second one. But see how it sits up perfectly right there? Just like that. Hey. And then we're gonna get our next one. And we're gonna do the same exact thing. Cut it down the middle. And like I said, if you can, take your time because next thing you know, you're gonna break your little tail and then you're just gonna have the meat sitting by itself. But I like it to sit up top because it makes it look cute and fancy, like the restaurant, you know? And I like my stuff to look like a restaurant. So we're gonna do it like that. And I honestly will probably go back over it with a little bit of water because I like my stuff to be clean. And even though we already had it sit in the water, it was sitting in the shell technically. So I'm going to make sure to just, clean it off a little bit better. Ooh, this is a good juicy lobster tail, honey. They gave me a good one at the store. That's another thing too. Make sure they don't, cheat you of your meat, baby. We like it juicy. But anyways, we'll leave that alone. That's another Cammi's Kitchen, not this edition. Okay, so I'm gonna clean this off, and boom, just make sure it is nice and clean. Okay, so we have our lobster tail. Okay, good juicy meaty lobster tail. But like I told you, we're gonna put this in the air fryer, right? So since we're putting this in the air fryer, I'm gonna put it on just some aluminum foil, nothing crazy. Mainly because once I do put all the seasoning, the juices on there, I like to keep my air fryer clean. That's really it. If you wanna put it directly in there, I ain't judging you, that's cool too. But I'm just gonna put mine on some aluminum foil, okay? And so I think I'm gonna start with, honestly, it doesn't really matter, but I usually always like to have some olive oil first. And something about the olive oil to me makes it feel like the seasoning sticks better. That might just be my Cammi theory, but that's how I do it, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna pour a little bit of olive oil on there. Just a little olive oil. Pat it down the middle, you know what I'm saying, okay? And then I'm gonna get my, well, let's do Nature's. Because the thing about Nature's seasoning, I tell y'all all the time, it has everything in it. So even if you didn't have any of these other ones, I say just down it with some Nature's seasoning, you'd be all right. So the ancestors usually tell me when to stop. I don't really know how to tell y'all if it's 1 teaspoon, 1 tablespoon, or what, baby. But ancestors said that's enough, okay? All right, now we're gonna get a little bit of obey. And just a little bit. Not crazy again, we just doing what we do. All right, we're gonna need a little bit of garlic powder for sure. Something about garlic powder to me it just makes everything better. So I'm kind of heavy-handed with that one. But already you can tell it's gonna be real flavorful, baby. So Mrs. Dash, once again, even with Mrs. Dash, I say not too much. And I may not even put the other one on there because this might be enough, honestly. And that's the thing about the lobster tail again, it's like, it doesn't need much, and I just feel like we get intimidated thinking because it's usually sold at some fancy restaurant, it's usually priced at $45, that they must be doing something really crazy in the back. Child, they cut that thing open and they seasoned it, and they barely seasoned it at the restaurant, okay? We doing a little bit more than they do. So we also are gonna get, oh, I'm gonna put a little minced garlic on there, but let me grab my spoon. Okay, because we're not gonna put too much. In this case, I'd say just kind of maybe just a little bit of drizzle of it on the middle part there, because something about the garlic again, it does it for me. Okay, nothing crazy. And then I'm actually going to just dash a little bit of lemon juice, and we can do fresh lemon, but I'm being lazy today, and this always is, you know, a good option because it just makes it easy. And just put a little bit of that on there, you know. And honestly, guys, that's it. So follow me to the air fryer, okay? And on the air fryer, I'm thinking like 350 for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it. Because sometimes too, that air fryer cooks quick, baby. You gotta check it. We don't want it to be too tough. That's gonna be the key. It's like the texture that you really want about the lobster tail is really the thing, okay? So it should have like that, kind of like a shrimp. You know, I think that's the best way to describe it. So think about shrimp. It's the same way. We want to cook it the same way, and we're gonna be very careful with our lobster tail. Okay, we're going to the air fryer. Boom. And we're gonna put it inside of here. And like I said, I do it on the aluminum foil just to keep things cute and clean, honey, because who got time for all that extra cleaning? But you see, we just fit it right on in there. Okay, boom. Nothing crazy. Okay. So we're gonna go down to about 10 minutes on 350. Boom. Okay. And that's that. And I'm gonna come back around the 8-minute margin maybe and just see, because sometimes it's good enough. It really depends on, I think, how meaty your lobster tail is. So, you know, I say evaluate from 8 to 12 minutes depending on your lobster tail. So you'll be able to tell. And honestly, it's preference, it's taste buds, because you might like it a little tougher. That's okay too. It's just like some people like their salmon a little bit more well done. Some people like their lobster tail a little more well done. So you'll stay tuned, okay? I'm gonna actually start on this spinach, and you're gonna see how easy it is to saute you some garlic spinach, honey. And it's gonna be really cute because we're gonna have this like on under it, so it can be on a bed of spinach. Stay tuned. Our spinach here. So the key is olive oil, baby. So I'm kind of low on it, but I'm gonna use the rest of this olive oil, okay? And let it get a little bit hot. We have our spinach, and I'm gonna cut it open. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't trust the government all the time. Ooh, let me not say that on there. Erase that. No, I'm just kidding, but for real, they say they washing my spinach, and I just don't really know, so I'm gonna wash it anyways. You know what I'm saying, guys? I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I just need to at least drizzle it with some water. They said washed 3 times, but we're gonna do it 4, okay? So I wash it and put it in there. Boom, boom. Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't let it get too crazy. That's that water. That's the water. It's gonna be okay. Okay. That's how you know I'm legit when I hit them like that. Okay, there we have it. So you know how spinach is though, y'all. Like, it's gonna cook down to barely nothing. So I'm gonna maybe add just a little bit more, but honestly, you just kind of let that spinach get wilted, and you'll be able to tell that it's wilted by the fact the leaves are getting nice and tender here. So basically, I'd say this could even be just about a 5-minute situation. We're gonna get some of our seasonings here. Y'all know my favorites. Garlic. I'm gonna definitely do the garlic. Hit them with the minced garlic. Let that get in there really good. I might do a little bit more. I get heavy-handed with the garlic, guys. And then we'll do a little bit of the nature seasoning. Okay. And really, it's about a 2-ingredient situation. You can get fancy. Sometimes I do add, you know, maybe some bell pepper. Sometimes I might put a little bit of onions in there with it. So however you want to make it fancy, go for it. But look, that's it. We are literally done. It's wilted. That is a wilted spinach for you, honey. Period. Okay. Wilted garlic spinach. And I don't know why I say wilted, but that's what happens to the green. It technically gets wilted, but this is sauteed. So how about it? So we can keep our fancy restaurant about us. It's going to be sauteed spinach with lobster tail, baby. Okay? Period. So let's check on that lobster tail, by the way. Let's see what's going on with it. Oh, you see what I'm saying? I feel like it's done. It's giving done. And that was at about 8 minutes, actually. I said I was coming back at 8 minutes, right? It's giving that it's done, y'all. When it gets red like that, that's what you want. You see what I'm saying? Okay, y'all. Get into the lobster tail. Y'all see that? Y'all see that good old lobster tail? Period. Okay. So I'm gonna take it out of here. Let it sit on top. Okay, y'all, so this lobster tail looks very yummy. So like I said, you be your own judge, you know what I'm saying? I want you to enjoy it the way that you like your seafood. Everyone's different. So I had mine in there for about 8 minutes at 350, okay? You got your stick of butter, baby, okay? I always keep me a stick of butter, okay? So I'm gonna just maybe do that much. And I am going to put it here, and I'm gonna actually put it in the microwave because we want it to be a little bit of melted butter to drizzle on top of our lobster tail and to have some for dipping. So I give it about 30 seconds, nothing crazy. Okay, so now easy, we're gonna plate our spinach. Our butter is ready. Just gonna put the spinach here on the plate. And this is also a very healthy meal also. Let's not forget the fact that it is cute and you're going to feel sexy and bougie eating it like you at the restaurant and you got your lobster tail, but you also should feel good about yourself knowing that you have a nice healthy meal here that you just made. You know? We didn't even use a lot of salt or anything. Like, this was really an easy, tasty, healthy meal. Okay? Period. So, then we have our lobster tail. And we're just gonna place it on top here. Boom. And we're gonna get our little butter. Now mind you, y'all know how I feel about a seasoning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drizzle this butter here just on top a little bit. Ooh, yeah, ooh, it's hot. But then for the dipping, I'm gonna put a little bit of Old Bay in the butter. A little Old Bay in the butter, baby. And mix it on up. Okay. That's how you get that good old flavor, honey. Just make sure you're giving them some good old flavorful food around here. When it comes from Cammi Kitchen, you know, it's gotta have that flavor. All right, now, it's getting to be my favorite part. The only thing is, This plate is juicy because of all that butter, but it's all right. Just know you got a little bit of sauce in here. A little bit of sauce. You know it's the butter, baby. Okay. Oh, and you know I like to be fancy, so I might put a little parsley on it. Little parsley flakes makes me feel official. I don't know what it is about the parsley. It's just something about that little green on top make you think you at the restaurant, honey. So that's how I like to do. Don't get too crazy with it though. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Boom. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to be cute about this. I would be ripping into it, but you know, all right. All right, let's see if it do what it do. Okay. Oh, girl, it's real good. I love that. Okay, period. Let me get some of this spinach. We did it again. Cammi's kitchen. So tasty. I love it. Now, y'all do this at home. Make it easy. Make it good for yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Go in there, let them know. I want the lobster tail. They're gonna be like, boom, get the lobster tail. You bring it home. You clean it. Boom. You cut it open. Boom. Clean it again. And then you're gonna season it. Now, mind you, you know I like a good seasoning, but if you just have some garlic powder, some salt, some pepper, some lemon, and some butter, you could be good to go. And if you got your air fryer, honey, you're good to go in about 10 minutes or less. So don't stress. No, you can be a gourmet chef yourself. Make your lobster tail at home. Remember, Cammi taught you. Cammi's Kitchen. Stay tuned for next time. More quick, tasty meals. Yay!